What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about how to invest correctly and what's the difference between good debt and bad debt. Now before I continue on, I would really appreciate it if you show some love, like, subscribe, share, comment if you get value out of this video at the end. All right, to get into it, how to invest correctly in yourself and understanding what good debt and bad debt is. Well, number one, what I want you guys to understand here is the best investment that you can always make. The best investment that you can always make is the investment you do on yourself, right? There's no better investment than that. There's no better return you're gonna get than investing in yourself. Because what happens is this, when you invest in yourself, yes, you might not see the initial return now, physical, tangible return, but you will see an internal return, and it could be an external return as well, that will portray itself out with energy, confidence, with more education, more knowledge, that will then turn into more tangible returns, into more physical returns that you can see, and also returns that you can feel. But you have to invest in yourself. And I tell people all the time is, you need to see it as a long-term play, right? Too many times people think short-term. I used to be that back then, right? Back in the day, I used to think short-term win, the short-term success. But I'm here to tell you that that's not how you truly win. You truly win when you think long-term, the longevity game. Right? When you can think longevity, long-term, right? The future, building for that future, investing for that future, by investing in yourself, that's where you win. That's where you see the fruits of your labors come out. Because the knowledge you build, the skill sets you build, the confidence you build is like no other. And right there, that's gonna allow you to be able to see that tangible return that you want. Whether it's money, right? It can also be a return investment on more time. It could also be a return investment in something that maybe you invested in that's gonna be, let's say for example, a business, and you see the business flourish later on the road and brings you that money that you wanted to come in, right? It can be properties, it can be other things. But your return on investment, when you invest in yourself, again, it's not gonna be something you're gonna see initially right away, but you will see it through the process, because you'll see it through your own growth. You will see it through your own experiences. You will see it with how you're approaching different things in different scenarios in your life. And that's the best investment you can do. And I'll tell you right now, that's the one investment that can never be taken away. Because money, cars, houses, businesses, that can all fly out the window. That can all disappear. All those materials can disappear right away. But that investment will never leave. That investment is cemented. Nobody can extract that out of you. It's in you for life. And that's why I say it's the best investment possible. Because when you constantly invest in you, you pour out even more. When you're the best version of yourself, you pour out even more. You give more to others. You give more to the things you're doing. And you're giving more to you. And that's why I'm here to tell you that you have to start thinking differently. You have to start thinking long-term. You have to start thinking, what is this investment in myself going to do for me in the long run? What is this investment in myself going to do for me in the long run? And then what I want you to understand in here is when you make these investments on yourself, right? You need to understand the difference between good debt and bad debt. Because a lot of times, and even myself, you get a position where you get scared to make an investment in yourself, because maybe it could be, to you, it might seem somewhat costly. Right? Maybe initially you don't want to put that initial amount down, but what you don't understand is that investment you're doing is a good debt. And there is such thing as good debt. People hear the word debt and they always think it's bad, right? But debt doesn't necessarily only mean a bad thing, right? Debt can also be good debt. And the investment you're doing initially, let's say you have $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, and you're gonna invest it in yourself for your growth or your health or your business, and it's to hire a coach, a mentor, somebody or a platform that's gonna help you build the tactics, the tools, the strength, the confidence, the mindset that you need to go out there and quadruple what you're doing in productivity. That initial investment, that's a good debt. That's a good debt, but it's giving you a high return on you and what you can apply it to. It's a good debt. A bad debt is you grabbing that money and maybe getting a car that you don't need right now. Doesn't mean you can't get a car, doesn't mean that you can't have the car you want, but maybe at that moment it doesn't serve that purpose, right? At the end of the day, that initial car is always going to depreciate, right? When if it's an investment in yourself, that will never depreciate. That'll only appreciate, right? If you invest in you, you appreciate in value. You appreciate in value, right? Also, when somebody invests in you, when somebody invests in you as a person, they're going to see the education you have behind you, the knowledge, the way you present yourself. That's an investment. Your stock value went up. Your price value, your self-worth went up. But when you invest in materials all the time, right? If you get like I said, the car, if you're buying clothes 24/7, and again, don't get me wrong, I like to buy things. I like to look good and feel good. And I want you to feel good if there's something that makes you feel good. But when you go crazy and you're thinking between investing in something in yourself that can really help you and just some other stuff that you maybe don't need right now, that's the understanding of what's a good debt and a bad debt. Because those other things will put you in debt if you keep investing in them. And they're not giving you a return, a high return or return at all. So you have to understand what's the difference. And here's another one. Because I know there's a lot of people out there who maybe have gone to school or still currently going to school, college, universities, right? Here's another thing I want you to understand. I'm not knocking off anybody who's done college, school, university. I did some college as well, and I had spent money on some college, getting some college education. I never finished, but I did some. And what you got to realize is, sometimes you go down that path, and when you go into the real world with your degree and all that money you spent, sometimes you don't even use it. You're doing a career that had nothing to do with that initial investment you did into your college, right? You're doing something completely different. Or some of you just leave and don't want to finish, and you invested all this money into it and you end up not finishing it, right? Or some of you, let's say you do get that job with the degree you got, but guess what? It's not giving you the financial needs that you need. And you're still paying off that debt till you're 50 something years old. And then later on you realize, holy crap, I put all this money, it's not even giving me the return I expected to give me. But guess what? You're still willing to invest in it. Why are you still willing to invest in that? Because it's the traditional way that we've been taught to invest. Get that school, get the degree, spend $100,000 to $200,000 for a 4-6 year degree that maybe you won't even ever use in your life. Or that maybe you end up halfway through your career switching because you realize that's not what you were passionate about. Or maybe it's not giving you the financial means you wanted. Maybe it's not serving your needs anymore, but you spend $100,000 to $200,000 on that degree, right? Now, again, I'm not knocking it off completely. There's people who love their careers and there's people who have done it, but there's also a lot of people who don't. And that's an investment. So you can look at that where it could have become a good debt, right? Could have been a good debt, but it also could have been a very bad debt. Because if you're not even working in that profession anymore and you put all that money towards it, or you change your careers, right? Now you could look at it as like, man, that's a bad debt that I have. I have to pay it off for this long, right? But you were willing to do that because that's what you've known, because it's what you've known. But what if I told you you can invest in yourself on something you really want to do, something you're really passionate about, something that's specialized, something that's going to make you a better person, more educated in that area, that specific area, something that's going to give you the confidence, the boost that you need, the ROI that you're looking for in a shorter time frame and with a smaller investment. Tell me that's not a good debt. So you got to start looking at things differently, guys. You got to start understanding what is truly important, what isn't as important, what's good debt, what's bad debt. Also understanding the importance of investing in yourself and why you should invest in yourself. And again, I'm not knocking school. I want to make that clearly. There's a lot of people who are doing great things with school, and you need that too, depending on the career. But I'm also just opening your eyes as well for those people who have suffered plenty and are still paying massive amounts of debt loans that they owe till this day at the age of 40, 50. Why? Because it ended up not being what they wanted to do, or that was never the career that they wanted to even get into the first place, or it's not meeting the financial means that they thought they were going to get the ROI on. I want you to think differently. I want you to expand your mind. I want you to understand why investing in your own self, getting coaches, getting mentors, getting information, getting education, not just in school, but in other ways, workshops, seminars, coaches, academies, untraditionally, ways that are untraditional, that can help you get a quicker ROI, a stronger ROI, and a stronger return faster. Think like that, and I guarantee you things will start shifting in your life. If you got value out of this video, guys, I would love it if you dropped a like, comment, subscribe, shared, because the more love you show me, the more love I can show back. Later.